Going on, everybody? Billy here. Lights, camera, action figures. At Action Figures is my handle here on YouTube. Hat is on, ready to go. At Thunder Punch He-Man, you can find me over on Instagram. Before I go forward, I do have an interview this evening coming up with Brian Flynn. And you saw yesterday, I'm assuming most of you saw, if you follow Super 7, they showed off the Light Up Eyes Thundercats as far as Mum-Ra and Lion-O go. So I'm stoked for that. We're going to talk to him about his SDCC stuff. They've got a plethora of drops. I mean, it's insane, the stuff that they're doing. So I'll have him on this evening. I'll get that up sometime, probably tonight. But I wanted to come on real quick because I saw a video from the Mondo team, on YouTube this morning early. It was dropped late last night, or well, depending on where you are, I guess. And they talked about Scare Mare. So it's going to be a timed edition next week. And the thing, I love Mondo, obviously. I have a lot of Mondo. But they have this tendency to tell you, hey, next week, here it comes. And the problem with that is that, people trying to prepare for money and all, and these are hefty price tag items. It's not a $25 figure. Even though sometimes, that can get, if you're buying a bunch of them, if you're buying 4 or 5 figures on a wave, that can get pricey. So I'm going to show this off. It's on their page. You can check it out. But there is a small caveat that I'd like to touch on to see what your opinion is. If you could comment and let me know. So we'll get to that right here, and I'll go ahead and show this off. So there it is. 1/6 scale, timed edition Scare Mare. Now, they don't give much here. It's little teasers. So I believe what's going to happen is they'll show this off next week at the con, which I believe they do get into in the video. Just little silhouettes, little small teasers. The flames are removable, apparently. The wings can come off, and they got some flame effects that can go in place of that. The wingspan is 54 inches, which is unbelievable. It's massive. You got to have a lot of room for that. I don't have the room, but maybe you do. But it does look great. Obviously, we'll get to see full painted and done up here in a few days. But here's where we get to a interesting issue with this figure. Mattel has partnered with them and let them do this. So, now Scare Mare is going to be canon. And they have a mini comic packed in with this from Dark Horse Comics. And they, if you're a mini comic collector, I don't care from which era, which time frame, vintage, excuse me, or Origins or wherever, do you need this? Do you have to have it? Because it only comes packed with this, and it is a mini comic. And you can see here, Battle Cat and He-Man, of course, fighting Scare Mare and Scare Glow going at it. So this is now canon. She's become part of the universe. It is a mini comic. Excuse me, like I said, that's going to be packed in. Do you have to have it? What do you do? Some people collect all the comics. You're completionist. Like you have like the Eternia for the Origins, the vintage Eternia comic book. Do you have to have everything? There's variations some people want, like with the first release, Wave 1 of 2020, Origins. Then you have another one that a small group of people have got, and some of their figures, they don't even know they have this probably. But you can see the font is different than this. And the He-Man head's slightly different. There's some changes inside the book on the page. But, if you're a collector of all this, you have to have that. How do you acquire that without buying the horse? Well, eBay, obviously. Hopefully someone's willing to part with that and just keep the horse, recoup a little dough. But how much is it going to be? I'm going to guess in the $350 range. If it's less than $300, I'll be shocked. Because Battle Cat was what, $550? And Panther was I think 550. So maybe 500. It's just very expensive. So do you want the mini comic? Do you need the mini comic? Do you skip it? Again, I just wanted to come on quick and ask that because, it's cool, but a lot of people collect the mini comics. So I just wanted to get your take on that. Comment, let me know. Stay tuned for that Brian Flynn little interview. I'll have that up sometime tonight, probably. But let me know your thoughts, and we will talk soon. All right, later.